I'm Brooke on behalf of Interior Motions, and today I will be speaking to Sandy Elrod, the founder of Selah Self-Care, a business to improve workplace well-being. Today, we will be discussing what she has learned so far and helpful tips for others. Hi, Sandy. Thank you for joining me.
Hey, Brooke. Thanks for having me.
So let's jump into the questions. Why did you decide to start a self-care business that seeks to improve the corporate experience?
Yeah, so my co-founder and I, we each have our own stories, but mainly we both struggled for a long time in the corporate world with balancing life and work, and we're not alone. There are 1 in 5 people that will suffer from a mental health challenge on a normal year, not even in a pandemic. And according to the World Health Organization, mental health actually ends up costing the global economy $1 trillion per year.
Wow.
So it's a massive problem that a lot of people are struggling with. So what resources do we have? Well, even in companies that offer, really robust benefits to their employees, typically the most that you'll see in the mental wellness space is EAP, which is Employee Assistance Program. Typically, it's just like a number that you'll call whenever you're at a crisis point. But what there's a huge lack of is support for those people who aren't there yet, that are still dealing with varying levels of stress in their normal life. So, my co-founder and I, we each came to the understanding of how important self-care is for your mental wellness. And so what we really want to do is help people access that knowledge sooner so that they can live more fulfilled lives. And the good news is the World Health Organization reports that the return on investment for doing this is astounding. So for every dollar that employers invest in mental wellness, they can expect to see a $4 return in better health and ability to work.
That's amazing. So what message do you really hope to convey with your new business?
Yeah, the biggest message that we hope to convey is that, mental health matters. So just to take a step back and define that, mental health is defined as a state of well-being in which individuals realize their own abilities, they can cope with the normal stressors of life, and they can work productively, and that they're able to make a contribution to their community. So the main point there is that this is about everybody. I think a lot of people see this as like, oh, mental health, it's just for people who are struggling with severe mental illness. And, the stigma that we have in our society makes people feel like, oh, what I'm going through isn't significant enough to warrant help from others. And so a lot of people end up struggling in silence. The average amount of time that it actually takes somebody from the onset of recognizing like a mental health challenge to actually seek help is 7 years.
Wow.
So if you think about the impact that has on our community, right? I think our goal should be to help people to start and not wait until they reach that crisis point. And I think that employers are at a very advantaged position to do this, to help support this. Everyone's mental health matters, and we want to change the culture in the workplace to reflect that.
So what tips can you offer those who are interested in things like stress management, mental wellness, and mindfulness?
Yeah, so the old adage that you can't pour from an empty cup really resonates in this space. Stress management starts with identifying what your individual stressors are and then making a decision to incorporate healthy activities that will help you manage them, right? So we recommend things like journaling so that you can set your intention in the morning and then, decompress at night. And that will ultimately help reduce that cognitive load so you don't have so much just floating around in your head. You can get it out on paper. And ultimately that will help reduce your stress levels. Additionally, I'm reading a book called Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. I mean, he's awesome. And at one point in the book, they talk about how in the monastery, they teach young monks, like I'm talking as young as 5, the importance of breath work. So your breath changes whenever you're angry or you're sad. And just taking a minute to detach yourself from the situation will help you to refocus on your breath and help you work through that tough situation with ease, right? Also, working with a coach, I think, is a great way to ensure that you have full alignment with your goals in life. And that will help support your mental wellness because it will ensure you're on track and contributing like in a meaningful way to what is important to you individually.
Yeah, those are fascinating tips, and I'm sure a lot of people could use them. So thank you so much for your time, Sandy.
Yeah, thank you so much.